Hola a todos, hoy presentaremos un nuevo capítulo de este maravilloso curso. Preguntas, ¿has estudiado? ¿Cuánto tiempo le has dedicado a este curso? Bueno, seguimos con el propósito firme y con la confianza en Dios de que vamos a aprender a hablar inglés.
Esta es una gran oportunidad de Ability to Help y de la Fundación de Inclusiones. No te rindas, no podemos descansar. Seguimos estudiando para hablar inglés.
Hi class, good morning. Welcome to your English class. This is our 102 class. So that's why I'm speaking a little bit English. But I'm gonna speak slowly because the most important is you understand that I said. So today we are going to talk about reciprocal pronouns. So let's practice. Here we have the reciprocal pronouns. So each other and one other. These are the reciprocal pronouns and are used to indicate that a relationship or an action is reciprocal among the members of the set, referred to by the antecedent. So we use the reciprocal pronouns to indicate that two persons can carry out an action and receive the consequence of that action at the same time. Here we have the meaning in Spanish of this sentence. First one, we love each one. For example, if I said it to my friend, I said, we love each other, is because that person loved me and I love him. They are happy because they respect one another. We have Spanish meaning of this sentence with blue color. So it's really simple, understand, is no difficult, is so easy, understand this topic. The reciprocal pronouns is, for example, when you carry out an action and you receive the same action. For example, I'm gonna tell you that I have a boyfriend and we love each other. I love him and he loves me. Okay? It's just when I talk about two persons, two people, my boyfriend and me, and both share the same action. I do, for example, I love my boyfriend and he loves me. Both feel the same, okay? But when you said one another, is because there are many people, more than two, okay? They are happy because they respect one another, yeah? So let's understand better this topic. Normally, each other is used to denote a reciprocal relation between two entities and one another to more than two. Nevertheless, in English spoken, often they are used differently. Today, most do not subscribe to this distinction, which was very strictly observed anyway. Ok, tú estarás diciendo, no entiendo mucho. No te preocupes, ¿qué es lo que estamos diciendo? Each other prácticamente traduce el uno al otro. Nos amamos y es de forma recíproca. Yo amo a esa persona y esa persona me ama a mí, ¿sí? Son dos personas y cuando son dos personas que tienen ese sentimiento o esa acción en común y que se complementan, vamos a decir each other, que es recíproca. Esa es la palabra indicada, que es recíproca. O sea, yo amo a esa persona y esa persona me ama a mí. Y son solamente dos. Cuando son solamente dos, usamos each other. Ahora, si son más personas, más de dos, vamos a utilizar one another. ¿Ok? Ya quedó más que claro. Vamos a leer los ejemplos. Let's read these examples. I know you are going to understand more about this topic. The twins dislike each other. I write each other because twins are just two. Twins, just two. Twins are brothers or sisters that look the same. Okay? So the twins dislike each other, but the triplets dislike one another. So on the second part of this sentence, you could find one another. Why one another? Because triplets are three people. So that's why you have to add one another, because each other is just for two entitles. And when you talk about 3, 4, 5 people, you have to say one another. So twins, the twins dislike each other. It's a reciprocal relationship, but the triplets dislike one another. So triplets, they are three persons. So that's why change. We helped one another with the homework. We are talking about two people, me and another person. And I am explaining to you that we help one another with the work. Is probably that we are colleagues or co-workers. They use, the third one say, the two boys hate each other. Each other because there are just two boys. So that's why you said that two boys hate each other. And the feeling is reciprocal. They used to give each other many presents on Christmas. So they used to give each other many presents on Christmas. So we don't know, but they are talking about just two people. Now, all of us in the class are very fond, I'm very of one another, because we are talking about many people, all of us in the class. In the class, there are more than two people. So that's why I have to say one another. All of us in the class are very fond of one another. They didn't have time to look at one another. If I said one another, it's because I am talking about more than two people. So they didn't have time to look at one another. Okay, so let's read and let's write one another or each another. John and Mary look at just John and Mary. What do you have to write here? One another or each other? Okay, so we are talking about John and Mary, so that's why you have to write each other. So wait, I'm gonna change the color. Each other, because I'm talking about John and Mary. John and Mary looked at each other. I would say he looked at her with admiration. Peter and Susan have met again, two people, just two people, Peter and Susan. So each other, because I'm talking about just two. To set a reciprocal activity. Elsa, Ivana, and Joanna gave, Elsa, Ivana, and Joanna, they are three. So that's why you have to write one another. One another. One another, because I'm talking about three of them. That's great. Three children, more than two. So, you know, one another. One another. Three children talked to one another. They are having a talking, a conversation. They stood next to the house. My uncle and I, or my uncle, I prefer something like that. My uncle and me talk. I am talking about two people, my uncle and me. So that's why I have to write my uncle and me talk to each other. Talk to each other every day. So I think we have a good one relationship because we talked every day. We talk is a reciprocal activity. I talk to him, he talks to me. So although this character isn't easy to bear. Okay, she and her brother. She and her brother. I'm talking about two. So stop talking and look at is not good. So I have to write it. Each other. Each other. Each other, because I'm talking about she and her boyfriend. Stopped talking and look at each other. So John and his mother bought two. So we have to write each other again. So because I'm talking about John and his brother bought each other present for Christmas. What is the meaning about it? John bought a present to his mother, and his mother bought a present to John too. So that's why it's a reciprocal activity. My cat and his dog look at, it's not good, each other. Each other with dirt. Okay. My cat and a dog, two. Bárbara's three sons, los tres hijos de Bárbara. Acuérdate que esto significa de. And their father hate one another. One another because I'm talking about three children or three sons and their fathers. So they are many people. So I have to write one another. One another is the answer here. Okay. And it's a reciprocal activity. So I think that all people should love one another, because if I am talking about all people, they should more than two. So I have to write one another. One another. One another is the answer here. Okay. Did you solve it with me? Ok, desarrollaste esto conmigo, espero hayas obtenido muy buenos resultados. Ok, este es el pronombre recíproco y como te das cuenta es muy sencillo. El secreto, si es una actividad que se lleva a cabo y es recíproca y hablas de dos personas, vas a utilizar each other. Pero si tú estás hablando de una actividad recíproca y no es solamente con dos personas, sino más de dos personas, vas a utilizar one another. Esa es la explicación inicial de este tema. So, let's read a little bit. Let's read. So, but firstly, we have to practice a little bit more about reciprocal pronouns because I know you understand me, but we have a practice because when you practice, that knowledge is in your mind forever. So reciprocal pronouns. You could visit WordWall and you could write reciprocal pronouns, then look for these activities. For example, I don't know, I didn't I didn't see these games before, sorry, but let's click here and let's do solve this exercise together. Reciprocal pronouns. So Marcos and Sophie gave each other or one another presents. That's great. Each other. Because I'm talking about Marcos and Sophie. Alex, Mary, and Sally are talking with Alex, Mary, and Sally. So I have to write one another because in this case, I'm talking about Alex, Mary, and Sally. They are 3 people. Okay, Paola and Stephanie hate. I'm talking about just 2. So I have to write each other. Hate each other. It's not a good feeling, hate. It's not good. But it's a reciprocal. Okay. Yesterday, Joan's siblings and Joan's siblings. If I say Joan's siblings, they are 2. Because siblings is plural noun. So I think 2. And me, 3 people. So that's why this is a one another option here. John, Nick, Adrienne, and Mike are playing football in the ground. By pacing to, they are playing football and the ball round to one another. Each other. Each other. We can help each other or one another. So I think in this sentence is not really clear if I have to write each other or one another, because we can help, I can say each other if I think about me and another person, but this context or this situation, on this situation, you could find me and another 1 people. So it is not clear. But if I say we can help each other, because I'm talking about another person and me. But if you thought about one another, it's okay. So we could find many activities about this topic, reciprocal pronouns. So we could find a different kind of verbs. You could find verbs that are used on reciprocal activities, love, play, hate. They are verbs that could be reciprocals, but personal pronouns, no. Reflexive and reciprocal. We have to solve a reciprocal. So here is not possible. Okay, let's find another activities on live worksheet. Live worksheet. Then you have to look the reciprocal pronouns. And wait a moment for some activities about the reciprocal pronouns. Let's see. Here say reflexive. I don't know, because I didn't explain you about reflexive pronouns. Maybe next class we could talk about it. Here, the same reflexive. Here we have one activity about reciprocal pronouns. Okay, here, let's see. Okay, each other, you could see 1 and 2. One another, 1, 2, and 3. So, each other is used when only two people are doing an action at the same time in a reciprocal way. And one another is used when more than people are doing the same action at the same time. For example, look at this. The children are fighting one another. Oh, it's not good. Okay. Use with each other or one another to complete each of the following sentence. We meet each other. Maybe it's the same that last example. We could be 2 people, could be 5 people, but it's okay. The boy kept chairs with each other. Jenny and Jack study with each other because they are talking about Jenny and Jack. Karthik and Naira give each other gifts during the anniversary. They all play one another because I think they are many people. My family is speaking to one another in the living room. I think my family is a big one family, so that's why I choose one another, because there are many people in my family. Both of my neighbors hate both. When you read both, they are talking about 2 of them, so each another. Each other. Each other. Ladies are fighting. Ladies for a dress. If you said that, I don't know if they are talking about just 2 or 3. Ladies, I think, could be more than 2. Payal and Sachi are talking to each other about the result. Students in dance are trying to win by defeat. Students, oh, I think one another, because if you say students, you are talking about more than two. The team was playing with one another. A team is a large group of people where you could find the different kind of people. So I think is one another. Avani and I decide to play with each other. So I'm not sure. Let's see. I'm not sure about the second one, the boy, because it's not clear. But let's see. Sorry. We have 3 more examples. They support one another in the project. I write one another because they is the personal pronoun. So I think are talking about many people. I'm not sure about this result. The children are in competition with one another because children is a plural noun, and I think there are more than 2. The 2 friends are working with each other because here is really, really clear, 2 friends. So let's see, finish. Okay, good. The second one. The boy kept chairs. I wasn't sure about the second one, but we did an excellent one exercise. So that's why I want you look for more kind of activities like this. Please don't forget write reciprocal pronouns, because this is a simple one topic. You could find many activities here in Word Wall, or maybe on another kind of a place. So no more. Let's see. On Google, you could write here. Look at this. Oh, we have many options on the second part of this searching. Ron and I, each other, this is a reciprocal pronouns. Each exercise, each other or self. So here I are talking about another kind of pronoun, so that's why it's not good. Self or each other. Self-reflexive. We just need reciprocal, but okay, it's okay. Let's do it. And if another pronoun is here, we didn't answer this question. John hurt himself. This is another kind of pronoun. Peter and Sue helped each other, because I'm talking about Peter and Sue. So I did it. I looked for different kind of activities by Google, because you could find many activities like this. Please go and look for another kind of activities, games, but please practice, because if you practice, you could be better in the future. Congratulations, because you did an excellent one exercise, and I hope see you tomorrow. Bye bye.